Hello, good evening. Welcome to another live stream here on my page, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube and on Kick at Sports Kick John. We are ready for Game 6 of the American League Championship Series. The Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays. Mariners up 3-2, looking to end it and punch their ticket to the World Series. We will preview this game momentarily. First of all, let me start off with a prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day and thank you for doing everything you do for us, Lord. And please protect these players and fans alike. Please keep everyone safe, Lord. And please look over us and do your will on us, Lord, as we ask this in your name. We pray. Amen. Game 6, Mariners and Blue Jays. Road team had won the first 4 of this series before Seattle finally picked up a win for the home team in Game 5. And that brings the Mariners one win away from their first ever trip to the World Series in franchise history. Blue Jays looking to win 2 at home. They got to start with this one tonight in Game 6. Logan Gilbert taking the mound for the Mariners tonight. Trey Savage taking the hill for the Blue Jays. Let's take a look at the Mariners lineup tonight. They will be sending out Rodriguez in center field will lead off. Cal Raleigh, the catcher, bats second. Polanco DHing tonight and batting third. Naylor at first base will be the cleanup hitter. Randy Arozarena in left field. He's hitting fifth tonight. Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman, will bat sixth. J.P. Crawford, the shortstop, batting seventh. Canzone in right field will bat eighth. And Rivas at second base will bat ninth. For the Mariners, Rodriguez, Raleigh, Polanco, Naylor, Arozarena, Suarez, Crawford, Canzone, and Rivas. The lineup for the Seattle Mariners, and they're taking on Trey Savage, getting the start tonight in Game 6. Getting his third postseason start. He's 1-1. He's pitched 9 1/3 innings in postseason play. He's given up 5 runs, 4 hits. He's walked 4, but he has struck out 15 in the postseason. Blue Jays fans have packed the Rogers Center tonight, hoping their Blue Jays can send this to a 7th and deciding game, which would be tomorrow. As Trey Savage looking to get the job done and starting pitcher tonight. Umpiring crew tonight, DJ Rayburn behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Ryan Addington over at first base. Doug Eddings at second base. Ben May, the umpire at third base. Alfonso Marquez in left field. And Marvin Hudson down the right field line. So here we go. It'll be Julio Rodriguez to lead off here in Game 6 for the Mariners. Rodriguez in the postseason hitting 200. And Game 6 from Toronto underway. First pitch swinging, Rodriguez is into left center field. 1 pitch and 1 out as the catch is made by Varsho. And it will bring up Cal Raleigh. Raleigh hitting .333 in postseason play, 4 home runs. He hit the game-tying home run in the 8th inning on Friday in Game 5 before the grand slam by Suarez broke it open in the 8th and gave the Mariners a 6-2 win in Game 5. Savage's pitch to Raleigh's down low, ball 1. Savage's 1-0 pitch to Cal Raleigh. That is a strike, 1-1. Raleigh grounds it foul, first base side. Guerrero tried to grab it before it went foul. 1-2. Savage back to the mound. Blue Jays fans loud in Rogers Center tonight. 1-2 pitch upstairs, 2-2 to count to Raleigh. Savage looks in on Raleigh and is set to deliver the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He got him. 2 outs, and the batter is Jorge Polanco with 2 outs here in the first. Polanco in the postseason hitting .225. He's got 3 home runs. This Mariners team in the postseason has 17 home runs in 10 games so far. Pitch to Polanco, a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Savage's 0-1 pitch to Polanco's outside, 1-1. Polanco hits this one deep into right field, but on the warning track, the catch made in right field by Barger, and it is a 1-2-3, top of the first for Trey Savage and the Blue Jays. Mariners coming up for the first time in Game 6. And here is the lineup the Mariners will send out. George Springer is in the lineup tonight after being hit by a pitch in Game 5. Had to leave that game, but he is in the lineup and leading off, DHing. Lucas in left field will bat second. Vladimir Guerrero batting third at first base. Alejandro Kirk in the cleanup spot, the catcher. Dalton Varsho in center field will bat fifth. Clement at third base hitting sixth. Barger in right field hitting seventh. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa getting the start tonight at second base. He'll bat eighth, and Jimenez, the shortstop, rounding out the batting order and batting ninth. Springer, Lucas, Guerrero, Kirk, Varsho, Clement, Barger, Kiner-Falefa, and Jimenez, the batting order for the Toronto Blue Jays. As they will go up against Logan Gilbert, getting the Game 6 start here for Seattle, making his third start of the postseason, fourth appearance overall. He's 1-0. He's pitched 11 innings, given up 3 runs, 12 hits. He has walked 2. He has struck out 11. As George Springer will lead it off for Toronto here in the bottom of the first inning. Springer this postseason hitting .256. He's got 3 home runs. He's drove in 6. This Blue Jays team, just like the Mariners, have hit 17 home runs. But that is in 1 less game in the postseason than the Mariners have had. If there is a Game 7 in the ALCS, it will be tomorrow night in Toronto. Same start time, just after 8 o'clock Eastern. So here's Springer leading it off in the bottom of the first for the Blue Jays. First pitch, bottom of the first, to George Springer from Logan Gilbert. Ball 1. See how Springer can run if he has a chance to run, swing and a miss, and he just went down to one knee on that swing in the batter's box. It's 1-1, so it looks like the knee still may be giving him a little bit of problems. 1-1 pitch. Springer sends it foul. That will reach the seats. It's 1-2. One-two pitch to Springer from Logan Gilbert. Foul back. Count stays 1-2. Comes another 1-2 pitch to Springer. In the air to right, curving foul. Count will stay 1-2. One-two pitch once again from Logan Gilbert to George Springer. Little low, 2-2. I think Gilbert thought he had strike three. He started to walk off the mound like he had just gotten his first out. 2-2 pitch. That's high, and the count runs full, 3-2. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up. Three-two payoff pitch to Logan Gilbert, from Logan Gilbert to George Springer. A foul. Will that get out of play? Yes, it will. Again, Springer dropped to one knee after that swing in the batter's box, and you see him. That knee is still bothering him, you can tell. It's another 3-2 payoff pitch. Ninth pitch of the at-bat to Springer. Broken bat, and that is a popper foul to third. Boy, that bat just shattered. Catch was made by Suarez for the first out. And it'll bring up Lucas. Lucas in the postseason hitting .333. Gilbert's pitch to Lucas. Ball one. Guerrero on deck. It's the 1-0. Lucas takes strike one. Right, when Springer got back to the dugout, they immediately tied up that knee, braced up that knee. Lucas takes off the plate, 2-1. He is fighting through this game. Training staff trying to keep him, that knee as protected as possible. That tells you how valuable he is to this team. That's into right field, and Lucas is on with a base hit. He's got himself a one-out single and the first base runner of the night for Toronto. And here comes Guerrero. Guerrero in the postseason hitting .457 with 5 home runs. He's drove in 11. Seven for 18 in this series. Guerrero fouls it back, strike one. Guerrero looks in on Gilbert. And the 0-1 pitch. Down low. Counts even, 1-1. Gilbert's 1-1 to Vladimir Guerrero. Bouncer to second. It goes right to second, who is standing on the second base bag, and they will get the force play there. Guerrero safe at first. Seattle lucky because that thing bounced right to Rivas at second base, and he happened to be pretty much standing right on the second base bag. Or else I think that would have been an infield single. We'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Alejandro Kirk. Blue Jays catcher, Kirk hitting .222 in the postseason. He's hit 3 home runs and has drove in 7. It's 4 for 18 in this ALCS. Pitch from Gilbert is foul for strike one. Oh, 0-1 pitch from Gilbert to Alejandro Kirk. In the air to right, and that is going to be a foul ball. Right there in the corner in right field. Canzone couldn't quite come up with it, and it's 0-2. That easily would have scored a run had that stayed fair. Kirk steps back in the box and awaits Logan Gilbert's 0-2 pitch. Gilbert's 0-2 pitch to Alejandro Kirk. Swing and a miss. He got him. Kirk is retired, as are the Blue Jays in the first. They get a 1-out single from Lucas. Let's strand him. End of 1 in Game 6. Mariners, Blue Jays, no score. So, I have a little bit of a beef here. This Game 6, I have a little bit of a beef with Fox here tonight. You just had the NFL doubleheader. It was your NFL doubleheader week. Why in the world would you put this Game 6? You could have followed up an NFL doubleheader and put this game on network. Why in the world are you putting this game, if you're Fox, on FS1 tonight? You just had a doubleheader in the NFL, so you know those had big numbers. You could have followed up an NFL doubleheader into going to Game 6. I'm sorry, not putting this on network television tonight, I'm sorry, is dumb. And that's my beef for the night. And on that note, we will go to the top of the second inning. And Naylor will lead it off for Seattle here in the top of the second. Naylor in the postseason hitting .325. He's got a couple home runs. He'll be followed in the second inning by Arozarena and Suarez against Trey Yesavage, who put down the Mariners on 9 pitches in the first inning and going 1-2-3. Blue Jays would like to get as long of an outing out of Yesavage tonight as they can, not have to utilize the bullpen a whole lot, just in case there's a Game 7 tomorrow, where for both teams it's going to be everyone a go. Dodgers await the winner in the World Series. World Series gets underway on Friday night. Depending on who wins this series as to be who's going to have home field advantage. If Seattle closes this series out, Dodgers will have home field. If the Blue Jays take the 2 at home and come back and take the series, Toronto will have home field. First pitch, top 2, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch is foul, and Naylor's in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2 pitch. He got him. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night on 3 pitches. And it'll bring up Randy Arozarena. Arozarena hitting just 150 in the postseason. And struggling a little bit with the bat. Arozarena against Yesavage. And the pitch. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Strike 1 pitch inside. That'll even the count 1-1. One to Arozarena is strike 2. Yesavage's 1-2 pitch to Arozarena. That is ripped to left field, but foul. Count stays 1-2. Arozarena sent that a long way, but well foul. Another 1-2 pitch from Yesavage. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Yesavage. 2 down in the inning. And it'll bring up Eugenio Suarez, the hero of Game 5. Hit the go-ahead grand slam in the 8th inning that sent the Mariners to a 6-2 win. He's hitting .200 in the postseason. That pitch misses outside. Ball 1 to Suarez. 1-0 pitch. That's foul. Count goes to 1-1. One one. Strike 2. Suarez ready. Yesavage ready. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Yesavage working pretty quickly on the mound. That's outside. 2-2. Yesavage delivers. 2-2 pitch to Eugenio Suarez. Down the line and left and foul. Count stays 2-2. Suarez back ready in the box. Yesavage's 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 at the knees. Yesavage strikes out the side in the second. 4 in the game for Yesavage. We go to the bottom of the second. Game 6. 0-0. Mariners and Blue Jays. Blue Jays will have Dalton Varsho leading it off here in the bottom of the second inning. Varsho in the postseason hitting .250. Later on, live stream will give you other sports action. We'll run down a full NFL scoreboard from today here in just a little bit. Big story today in the NFL, however, just came from the late games. Jaden Daniels, Washington quarterback, went out of that game, and Washington's lost to Dallas. The hamstring injury. We'll get to the other sports news here in just a little bit. As we get set to go in the bottom of the second, quick first inning and a half here in Game 6 in this one. Varsho to lead off the inning. He'll be followed by Clement and Barger here in the bottom of the second. Blue Jays losing the first 2 games at home in this series. They took 2 out of 3 in Seattle, but face a must-win Game 6 at home. Mentioned the Mariners looking for their first World Series trip in franchise history. The Blue Jays looking to get back to the World Series for the first time since 1993. That was the second year of their back-to-back championships in 92 and 93. So here's Varsho leading off in the bottom of the second. For the Blue Jays against Logan Gilbert. First pitch, bottom 2. Strike 1. Varsho hitting, I mentioned .250 in the postseason, but just 2 for 20 in this series. Strike one pitch to him. That's lined into left center. That's going to get down for a base hit. And there's a bobble out there in left center field, and Varsho's going to take second base. So that's probably going to be a single and an error. Rodriguez booted the ball out there in left center when he was going to field it. And Varsho saw that and advanced on to second base. The batter will be Clement. Clement hitting .429 in the postseason. Runner at second, no one out for the Blue Jays. Strike one. A 1 pitch to Clement. That's on the ground to third, and the throw to first is late. There was a little bit of a bobble at first base, too, and Clement beats it out at first. So 2 on with nobody out. So Rodriguez in center and Suarez at third with misplays here in the second inning. And here's Barger. Barger in the postseason hitting .241. That is an E5. But they, on the previous play, they gave Varsho a straight double on that play, even with the bobble in center field. So a great scoring opportunity for the Blue Jays early in this one. Strike one to Addison Barger. Hitting 3 for 17 in this ALCS. Oh, what a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Barger calls time right before the 0-2 pitch. Oh, 2, that's outside, 1-2. Gilbert looks in and delivers the 1-2 pitch to Barger. Bounce foul. Count stays 1-2. Gilbert's 1-2 pitch to Barger. Down in the dirt. Nice stop back there by Raleigh. It's 2-2. Mariners going in their teal tops tonight once again with gray pants. Blue Jays in their all whites. 2-2 pitch. Line into right. That's a base hit. Rounding third is Varsho, and scoring the game's first run. Up to third goes Clement, and Toronto strikes first in game 6. It's 1-0. And the batter will be Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Postseason plays hitting .231. Still nobody out for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the second. Gilbert's pitch. Connor Falefa went around too far. Strike one. A 1 pitch. Fouled away, and Connor Falefa's in an 0-2 hole. Connor Falefa stands in, and the 0-2 pitch from Gilbert bounces away from Raleigh. Neither runner can advance, though, as it didn't get away far enough. 1-2. Raleigh actually made a great play on it as that pitch bounced way before it hit home plate. One-two pitch. Bounce foul. Count stays 1-2. One-two pitch. That's a bouncer. This is going to get a run home and everybody's safe. Suarez couldn't handle the ball. Clement scores. It's 2-0. So some serious defensive miscues here in the second inning for Seattle. That's going to be an error. No, actually, okay. They're giving Connor Falefa an infield hit on that, not an error. They have actually reversed that double that Clement hit. They have actually changed that to a single and an error on that play earlier in the inning. So here's Jimenez, the number 9 hitter for Toronto, hitting .273 in the postseason. First and second, still nobody out. Blue Jays 2 in here in the first, or in the second. Oh, 1 pitch to Jimenez. That's low, 1-1. Looks like I briefly lost the live stream momentarily, but it looks like I'm back going now. Apologies. 1-1 pitch to Jimenez. Show a swing and a miss. Didn't show bunt that time. It's 1-2. Jimenez gets set for a 1-2 pitch from Logan Gilbert. Swing and a miss. He got him. There's the first out here in the bottom of the second, and we're back to the top of the order in Springer. Springer, who looked like in his first at bat that knee was still bothering him. Fouled out his first time up, leading off the bottom of the first. Pitch from Logan Gilbert to Springer. Down low, ball 1. One 0 pitch. That's outside. It's 2-0. Two 0 pitch to George Springer. 3-0. Lucas is on deck. Three 0 pitch. That's a 4-pitch walk to Springer, and it loads the bases. Bases are loaded for Nathan Lucas. Lucas is 1 for 1. He reached on a single and then took second on a fielding error by Rodriguez in center field. Pitch foul, strike 1. I'm sorry, it was just a single for Lucas. Strike 1 pitch. Foul, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Lucas strikes out for the second out. So with the bases loaded, 2 outs, it'll bring up Guerrero. Blue Jays already with 2 in. And Guerrero with a chance to do some more damage in the inning for the Blue Jays with the bases loaded and 2 outs. As the Blue Jays have batted around. No, they haven't. That's the 8th batter of the inning. That's down low, ball 1. Raleigh again, a nice stop back there. Jays have nearly batted around here in the second inning. Gilbert is already approaching 50 pitches, and he's not out of the second inning yet. This will be pitch number 47. 1-0 to Guerrero. Hit. Nice play by Suarez at third and gets the force at second. Great play by Suarez. That prevented 2 runs anyway. Blue Jays get 2, but it could have been a lot worse for Seattle. On we go to the third in Game 6. Blue Jays lead at 2-0. J.P. Crawford will be the leadoff hitter for the Mariners here in the third inning. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, J.P. Crawford, Canzone, and Rivas in the third for the Mariners. J.P. Crawford hitting 200 in the postseason as he will lead it off here. And Trey Savage now going to the hill with a lead. 6 up and 6 down so far for Savage through 2. Couple errors there in the second inning for the Mariners as couple fielding miscues. So because of that, only one of the 2 runs for the Blue Jays there in the bottom of the second was earned. And here's the difference in that Lucas Gilbert has thrown 47 pitches through 2 innings. Savage has thrown half of that. He's only thrown 23. And the Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead, looking to force a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night, with the Dodgers awaiting in the World Series, which will begin on Friday. Dodgers looking to be the first team since those late 90s, early 2000s Yankees teams. Dodgers looking to become the first team since then to repeat as World Series champions. One of these teams, Mariners or the Blue Jays, one of these teams, the Mariners looking to make the World Series for the first time in franchise history. The Blue Jays looking to make it for the first time in 32 years. So here we go. J.P. Crawford leading it off here in the top of the third for Seattle. And the pitch is high, ball 1. One 0 pitch. Strike 1. Crawford just 2 for 16 here in the ALCS. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch. It's 1-2. Savage looks in on J.P. Crawford and will deliver the 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, 2-2. Savage's 2-2 pitch to Crawford, low, and that'll run the count full, 3-2. Payoff pitch, that's ball 4, and the Mariners have their first base runner of the game, a leadoff walk to J.P. Crawford in the third. And the batter will be Dominic Canzone, hitting just .087 in the postseason and just .059 here in the ALCS. Two for 23 in the postseason for Canzone. Take strike 1. Swing and a miss on the 0-1 pitch, and Canzone is in an 0-2 hole. Savage looks over at J.P. Crawford at first and delivers the 0-2 pitch down in the dirt, 1-2. Now the count on Canzone. Savage's 1-2 pitch. Got him. Strikeout number 5 for Yesavage. 1 down in the third, and it'll bring up Leo Rivas. Rivas in the postseason hitting 1 for 10. Pitch to Rivas is at the knee, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch on the way to Leo Rivas. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Yesavage ready for the 0-2 pitch to Rivas. And here it is. Low, 1-2. Top of the order, Rodriguez is on deck. One-two pitch. Down in the dirt, 2-2. Rivas steps back in the box. And Yesavage set to deliver a 2-2 pitch. That's hit foul, and that will get out of play. The count stays 2-2. Two-two pitch. Once again to Rivas. Upstairs. That'll fill the count. 3-2. Three-two payoff pitch. Rivas sends it in the deep right field. Back at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Crawford can only get to second base. That is a long single. That is one of the longest singles you will ever see. But Crawford had to hold up to see if it was going to be caught out there. And it wasn't. Barger made a leap for it, and Varsho made a heads-up play, and he was right over there in right field to back up the play to immediately grab the ball after it caromed off the wall. That's why Crawford couldn't get anywhere past second base. And that thing just missed a home run by like 3 feet. So 2 on with 1 out for Julio Rodriguez. Ball 1. One-0 pitch. Ball 2, and the snap throw to first, and they got him. They picked him off at first base. Looking to see if there's going to be a challenge. I'm sorry. I could have swore I saw the umpire call him out, but I guess they call him safe. Although he looks out to me. They have shown about 3 different angles, and every angle I've seen, he looks out. Which I thought was what I saw was the original call by. So there is a review going on. So the initial call, I was incorrect. The initial call was safe. So here we go. And they call him safe. Boy, I don't know every angle I saw, he looked out to me, but they're sticking with the safe call. All right. Well, all right. So we still have runners at first and second for the Mariners. So Toronto's down to 1 challenge now. First and second, 1 out here in the third. And it's a 2-0 count on Julio Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. Count now 2-1. Savage looks in on Rodriguez. 2-1 pitch upcoming. Down low. It's 3-1. Cal Raleigh on deck. (3-1) pitch to Rodriguez. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh was a strikeout victim his first time up. And this will get a visit from Toronto pitching coach Pete Walker. Pete Walker and all the infielders on the mound to have a chat with Savage. Savage breezed through the first 2 innings, but has run into a jam here in the third. Has walked 2 and given up a single. Mariners have him loaded with 1 out. And if you're the Blue Jays, this is the last man you want to see up with the bases loaded, Cal Raleigh. But if you're a Mariners fan, this is the man you want to see up with the bases loaded. The pitch. Raleigh grounds it to first. The throw to second, 1 on to first. Double play. Savage gets out of it with a 3-6-1 double play. Mariners do not score. They leave 2. We head to the bottom of the third in Game 6. Still 2-0 Toronto. Well, keep that defensive play in mind as this game goes on. A big chance squandered for the Mariners to get on the board. It'll be the middle third of the Blue Jays order. Kirk, Varsho, and Clement due up in the bottom of the third, still leading 2-0. Let's run down some other action in the sports world. Let's run down an NFL scoreboard from today on today's NFL games. It started early this morning with the game in London, and the Rams just pummel the Jaguars in London today, 35-7. Early games, Chiefs 31-0 over the Raiders. Chiefs looking like they're back to playing Chiefs football like we've been accustomed to seeing the last few years. Browns beat the Dolphins 31-6. That puts Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins coach, even more on the hot seat, you would think. Mike Vrabel makes his return to Tennessee as the Patriots coach, and the Patriots easily beat the Titans 31-13. The Jets, they fall to 0-7. They lose at home to the Panthers 13-6. Bears win their fourth straight. They beat the Saints 26-14. Eagles snapped their two-game losing streak. They beat the Vikings today 28-22. The Colts moved to 6-1 as they win in LA over the Chargers 38-24. These are the late games now. The Broncos, or the Giants and Broncos, Giants led 26-8 late in the third quarter. They squander the lead. They get the lead back, and then the Broncos kick a field goal at the gun to complete a 33-32 comeback win over the Giants. Packers come back in the fourth quarter, score late, beat the Cardinals 27-23. And Dallas all over Washington 44-22. And currently the Sunday night NFL game in San Francisco, Falcons and 49ers. Falcons lead that game 3-0, that game in the second quarter. So that's your NFL scoreboard from today. And here we head to the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be Alejandro Kirk leading it off for the Blue Jays. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Gilbert's first pitch, bottom of the third, strike one. Gilbert's 0-1 pitch to Kirk. Right down the middle, strike two. Oh, 2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. Alejandro Kirk steps in, and the 1-2 pitch from Gilbert. On the ground to third. Nice backhanded play by Suarez. Long throw to first. And a great scoop there at first base by Naylor. One away. That was a great backhanded play. And then an even better play at first by Naylor. Bring up Varsho. 1 for 1. He singled and then reached second on the error in center field by Rodriguez. Strike one. Oh, 1 pitch to Dalton Varsho. Strike two. Oh, 2 pitch. In the air, right center field. That's going to be playable out there. And the catch made in right center field by Canzone for the second out. And it will bring up Clement. Gilbert's pitch to Clement. Hit well to left. Back and at the track, and it hits off the top of the wall. It stays in play. Rounding second and heading to third is Clement. That's going to be a triple with 2 outs. That is the second batter that has just missed a home run. That one hit off the top of the fence. Hit off the very top of the fence and carried back into the field of play. Rivas' hit for Seattle in the top of this inning hit about 3 feet on the top of the hit about 3 feet below the top of the fence. Barger, the batter, he had an RBI single last inning in that 2-run second for Toronto. Barger sends it in the air to right center, and that is going to be out of here. Barger with a 2-run home run to right center. 4-0 Toronto. Second home run of the postseason for Barger. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will be the batter. Kiner-Falefa takes strike 1. Strike 1 pitch to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Oh-2 is inside. Count goes to 1-2. Mariners bullpen starting to loosen. Bizzardo in the bullpen as Logan Gilbert's already at 60 pitches. 1-2 pitch. Kiner-Falefa grounds it to short. Throw to first in time, and that'll do it for the Blue Jays into third. But a triple and a 2-run home run by Addison Barger adds to the Blue Jays lead. As we head to the 4th in Game 6. Must-win game for the Blue Jays, and they lead at 4-0. Polanco, Naylor, and Arozarena, the scheduled batters in the 4th for the Mariners. 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the lineup. So a big start in this one for Toronto. In a game they have to force a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night. And they lead at 4-0. Polanco, the leadoff batter in the 4th for the Mariners. He's 0 for 1 so far. Roof is closed in Toronto tonight at the Rogers Center. So Trey Savage threw 3 innings on the mound for Toronto. Has only given up 1 hit. He's thrown 46 pitches. So here is Polanco to lead it off in the 4th for Seattle. You know the Blue Jays would love to get 5 or 6 innings if they can out of Savage tonight. And him getting more and more insurance in this game from his offense is going to help that. First pitch, top of the 4th. Savage to Polanco, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch, that's low, 1-1. One is hit foul, 1-2. One-two pitch, outside, 2-2. Two-two. That's hit foul. Count stays 2-2 on Polanco. Two-two pitch. In the air to right. That's going to hang up in the park, and the catch made out there in right field by Barger for the first out. And the batter will be Naylor. Naylor, a strikeout victim his first time. Savage's pitch to Naylor. That's off the end of the bat and into left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. So Naylor has himself a 1-out single here in the top of the 4th. And it will bring up Randy Arozarena, who was also a strikeout victim his first time. Savage against Arozarena. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Bouncer to third. And it's going to be an infield hit for Arozarena as Clement couldn't handle it. But even if he makes that, he tried to barehand it, but even if he makes that play, I don't think there's any chance he throws out Arozarena at first base. And that is going to be an infield single. And the batter will be Eugenio Suarez, with runners at first and second and 1 out. Savage's pitch to Suarez. Ball 1. One 0 pitch to Suarez. That's foul. Counts even 1-1. Suarez's. Savage delivers. Inside and high. 2-1. Savage's 2-1 pitch to Suarez. Swing and a miss. Counts even 2-2. Naylor, the runner at second. Arozarena, the runner at first. 2-2, the count on Suarez. And Suarez fouls it off to stay alive. Another 2-2 pitch from Savage to Suarez. Down low, that's going to get by Kirk, and the runners will move up to second and third. That'll be a wild pitch. So now a base hit could plate 2 runs. Well, Kirk tried to stop it, but it went right between his legs to the backstop. Payoff pitch from Savage to Suarez. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the second time for Seattle in the game. And the batter will be J.P. Crawford. And he drew a walk his first plate appearance. He represents the tying run for Seattle. Savage delivers. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch from Savage to Crawford. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Don't think J.P. Crawford was too pleased with that strike 2 call. Savage delivers the 0-2 pitch to J.P. Crawford. On the ground to second. One double play for the second time when the Mariners having the bases loaded. And again, they do not score. Wow. Second time in the game, Mariners have squandered a bases loaded opportunity by hitting into a double play. Bottom of the 4th, we go in Toronto. Still 4-0 Blue Jays. In the bottom of the 4th, it's going to be Jimenez, and then the top of the order, Springer and Lucas for the Blue Jays. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Toronto so far in this game. They've stranded 4 on base. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. They've stranded 4. Cannot squander those opportunities, especially deep in the playoffs like this, especially twice in one game. Jimenez will be the leadoff batter. Struck out his first time up. Got an update for you on that Sunday night NFL game between the Falcons and the 49ers. Still 3-0 Atlanta. They are at the 2-minute warning in the first half. So here we go. Jimenez against Logan Gilbert, who is back out for the fourth inning, but his pitch count at 61 through 3. Trey Savage has thrown 65 pitches through 4 innings. They would probably like to get him through at least one more inning to give an opportunity to get the win. First pitch, bottom 4, Logan Gilbert to Jimenez, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Upstairs, 1-1. One pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Gilbert delivers the 1-2 pitch to Jimenez. Upstairs, 2-2 now. Two pitch. On the ground, 1 hop to third. Suarez over to first in time. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here comes Springer. 0 for 1. He did walk his last time up. Fouled out to lead off the bottom of the 1st. Pitch to Springer. High in the air to left center. It'll stay in play. And the catch made by Rodriguez for out number 2. The batter will be Lucas. Lucas is 1 for 2. He's singled and he has struck out. Pitch to Lucas. Foul ball, strike 1. 0-1 down low, 1-1. One pitch, fouled away. It's 1-2. One-two pitch downstairs, 2-2. Two-two pitch. That's on the ground to second. And Gilbert with a 1-2-3, bottom of the fourth. On to the fifth in game 6. 4-0 Toronto. Mariners will have Canzone, Rivas, and the top of the order Rodriguez due up in the top of the 5th inning. So leading it off here in the 5th for Seattle will be Canzone, who struck out his first time against you, Savage. So first pitch, top of the 5th, is ball 1. One pitch, fouled away. It's 1-2. 1-2 pitch is high, 2-2. Two pitch is low. It's 3-2. Payoff pitch. Up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. Canzone leads off the top of the fifth for the Mariners here in the fifth inning. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Rivas. Rivas hit the long single that just missed a home run by about 3 feet. Strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouled away. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Rivas strikes out this time. Strikeout number 6 for Savage, and we're back to the top of the order in Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 1. He has reached on a walk. That's hit to short. To second, one on to first. That is the third double play turned by the Blue Jays today. Savage goes 5. He can now get the win. We're halfway through game 6. 4-0 Toronto. It's going to be Guerrero, Kirk, and Varsho, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Blue Jays. Due up in the bottom of the 5th. Want to update you on my upcoming live stream schedule here on my YouTube and Kick pages. I will be on with a live stream tomorrow night. What it is going to be dependent on this game. If this holds and we go to game 7, it will be game 7 of the ALCS tomorrow night here on my live stream. If Seattle comes back and ends this series tonight, I will be on with the Monday Night Football game between the Buccaneers and the Lions. But I will be on for something tomorrow night, either game 7 of this series, which is looking like where it's going right now, but we still do have 4 innings left for the Mariners, or it'll be the Buccaneers-Lions Monday night game in the NFL. So back here in the bottom of the fifth on a Sunday night in Toronto. Roof closed at the Rogers Center tonight. And Gilbert back to work. Faces Guerrero leading it off in the fifth. Strike one. Guerrero's grounded into a fielder's choice twice tonight in his two at-bats. Strike one pitch. Little low, 1-1. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Guerrero hammers it to left. Goodbye into the Blue Jays bullpen. Guerrero sends it out. 5-0 Toronto. Guerrero homers for the sixth time in the postseason. Batter will be Alejandro Kirk. That's going to be the end of the night for Gilbert on the mound for Seattle. 2 more home runs tonight for Toronto gives them 19 now in the postseason, and that is in 10 games. So averaging almost 2 home runs a game. Gilbert's night is finished after 4+ innings. He gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Walked 1, struck out 3 through 75 pitches. And Edward Bazardo coming on to pitch for Seattle here in the fifth, making his 8th appearance in the postseason. He's 1-0. He's pitched 9 innings, given up 4 runs, 8 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 11. So Bazardo on to face Kirk. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch from Bazardo to Kirk. Hit foul. It's 0-2. 0-2. That's lined into right field. That's going to be playable out there in right field for the first out. Catch made by Canzone, and it will bring up Varsho. Varsho 1 for 2 tonight. Swing and a miss, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. It's a little low. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. Varsho sends it in the air to center. That's hit pretty well, and that's going to be caught on the warning track a couple feet in front of the wall by Rodriguez for out number 2. And here comes Clement. 1 for 2. He tripled last time up, the ball that hit off the top of the fence and bounced back in play. But he scored right after that on the Barger home run. Clement takes strike one. Oh, 1. Clement lines it into right. That's going to fall for a base hit. Clement rounding first and will end up at second, so a double to go with a triple for Clement tonight. And he's on at second with 2 outs for Barger. Barger's 2 for 2. He's got an RBI single and the 2-run home run. Barger sends it in the air to center. Rodriguez under it for the 3rd out, but another run for Toronto on the Guerrero homer. We head to the 6th in Game 6. Blue Jays lead at 5-0. As it's going to be Raleigh, Polanco, and Naylor. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Mariners due up here in the 6th. As they're now looking at a 5-run deficit with 12 outs left to play with here in Game 6. Trail 5-0. They've been out-hit 8-4 in this game, have the Mariners. Mariners going to have to get the offense going. They grounded into 3 double plays tonight. So they've had their chances. They have had runners on base. So 5-0, we head to the 6th. First pitch is outside, but Raleigh took the bat too far around. Strike one. Yesavage into his 6th inning of work on the mound. Strike one pitch to Raleigh. Strike two at the knees. Yesavage looks in and delivers the 0-2 pitch to Cal Raleigh. Upstairs, 1-2. One, two. Raleigh hits it foul. Barely got a piece of it to stay alive. Another 1-2 pitch from Yesavage. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Raleigh. Strikes out Raleigh for the second time tonight. That's number 7 for Yesavage. And here's Polanco. Polanco 0 for 2. Pitch to Polanco's down low, ball 1. Yesavage just passed the 80 pitch mark. It's the 1-0 pitch. That's a little high. It's 2-0. A fly out and a line out tonight for Polanco. Two-0 pitch. Bouncer to first. Guerrero underhands to Yesavage, covering first for the second out. And the batter will be Naylor. Naylor's 1 for 2. He's singled and he has struck out. Naylor fouls it off for strike 1. Correction, that's not... Oh, excuse me. No, that didn't go... That stayed fair. Naylor sends it out. For the third, that looked like for sure it was headed well foul, but no. Naylor sends it out and gets the Mariners on the board. It's 5-1. And Arozarena will be the batter. That looked like a frustration swing out of Naylor. Arozarena's 1 for 2 tonight with a single, and he also has struck out. So it's 5-1 now in the 6th. Arozarena hits it foul. Count goes to 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a line shot into right center. That's going to get down. And Arozarena is at first with his second hit of the night. And it will bring up Eugenio Suarez. Struck out and walked tonight in his 2 plate appearances. And that may be it for Yesavage as John Schneider's coming out of the dugout. And he just makes the call. So Yesavage goes 5 2/3 tonight. He stands to get the win. I think the Blue Jays will take that. Yesavage exits to a nice hand from the Blue Jay fans as they give him a standing ovation as he leaves the field. Five 2/3 innings tonight for Trey Yesavage. 6 hits, 1 run on the Naylor homer. It was earned. He walked 3, struck out 7 tonight as he threw 87 pitches. He is responsible for the runner on first, Arozarena. And the Blue Jays will turn to Lewis Varland. Coming out for the 9th time in the postseason. He's 0-1. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings. He's given up 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 1, and he has struck out 11. As he comes up with a runner at first and 2 outs, Eugenio Suarez will be the batter that Varland will face. First pitch from Varland to Suarez. Ball 1. One-zero pitch. That's on the inside corner for strike 1. Suarez looks in against Varland, and the 1-1 pitch. Arozarena at first, and it's 2-1. Arozarena is a stolen base threat. He had 31 of them in the postseason. But do you chance it down 4 runs in the 6th inning? I probably would not. 2-1 is down low. Now it's 3-1. Now he'll see if he may take off since the batter has a 3-ball count. J.P. Crawford on deck. (3-1). That's right down the middle. Strike 2. Full count. Full count pitch from Varland to Suarez. In the air right field, that is a fair ball down the right field line. Arozarena rounding third on his horse. Here's the throw home up the line. Arozarena scores. Suarez takes second. It's 5-2 in the sixth. So the Mariners coming up with a sixth inning rally here. That run is charged to you, Savage. J.P. Crawford will be the batter. 0 for 1. He has reached on a walk. So don't count the Mariners out here yet. Still got 3 innings to go. Strike one. Crawford is 0 for 1. He did reach on a walk in this game. So that closes the door and the line on you, Savage. 1-1. Blue Jays bullpen has been a little shaky, to say the least, in this series. 2-1 now the count to Crawford. Varland's 2-1. Hit foul, and the count's now 2-2. Two pitch. Downstairs, full count. Canzone on deck. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Crawford strikes out, and Varland gets out of it. Mariners get 2. We head to the bottom of the sixth in Game 6. Blue Jays lead it 5-2. It's going to be Kiner Falefa, Jimenez, and the top of the order Springer due up in the bottom of the sixth inning. Now, both teams here do not want to go too deep into their bullpens, I wouldn't think, because just in case there's a Game 7 tomorrow, which there's 9 defensive outs away from being, you want to have as many arms available as possible. So here we go, bottom of the sixth. Kiner Falefa will lead it off. Kiner Falefa 1 for 2. He has an RBI single in this game. Bizzardo back out here for Seattle on the mound. He only threw 9 pitches to get out of the bottom of the 5th. First pitch, bottom 6, is in the air, popped up on the infield. And who wants it? It'll be the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, making the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. And it'll bring up Jimenez. Jimenez 0 for 2. Top of the order, George Springer is on deck. Bizzardo's pitch is right down the middle, strike 1. A 1 is a foul ball, and it's now 0-2, the count on Jimenez. Matt Brash in the Mariners bullpen, along with Carlos Vargas, warming up. 0-2, a swing and a miss. Jimenez strikes out for the second out of the bottom of the 6th, and it'll bring up top of the order, George Springer. Springer is 0 for 2. He has reached on a walk. Bizzardo's pitch to Springer. Foul ball, strike 1. You can still see him favoring that knee. We've seen it at all his at-bats tonight. One hop to third. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 6th. We head to the 7th. It'll be Canzone, Rivas, and the top of the order, Rodriguez, due up for the Mariners. They trail at 5-2. Update on that Sunday night NFL game. The 49ers have scored 13 straight points. They now lead the Falcons 13-3 in the third quarter. So Canzone leading it off in the Seattle 7th inning. He is 1 for 2. With a single. Mariners got back in this game with the 2 runs there in the 6th inning. This game could be a lot closer, but the Mariners have grounded into 3 double plays tonight. All three of those double plays have ended innings. Varland back out on the mound here to work the 7th inning. So here's Canzone stepping up here in the 7th. First pitch, ball 1. One-zero pitch. Little low, 2-0. Two-zero pitch to Canzone. Popped up just off the infield. And making the catch is Jimenez for the first out. And it will bring up Rivas. Rivas 1 for 2 hit the long single to right field off the wall. Struck out his last time up. Ball 1. One-zero pitch hits the inside corner for strike 1. One outside, 2-1. Two one is foul. That'll even the count 2-2. Two pitch on the way from Varland to Rivas. Called strike 3 at the knees. 2 outs. And the batter is Julio Rodriguez. And the pitch misses a little low to Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 2 tonight. He has reached on a walk. 1-0 pitch to him. Lined into left field, but that's going to stay up and caught out there by Lucas. A 1-2-3, top of the 7th. Stretch time in Toronto. Blue Jays lead 5-2. Bottom of the 7th inning for Toronto. It'll be Lucas, Guerrero, and Kirk. The 3 scheduled hitters. Falcons have just scored a touchdown. So that's going to make it 13-10, 49ers over the Falcons. 6.5 left in the third quarter. New pitcher coming on for Seattle in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is going to be Matt Brash, making his 8th appearance in the postseason. He's 1-0. He's pitched 8 innings. He's given up 1 run, 2 hits. He's walked 3. He has struck out 9. His job is to keep it where it is, a 5-2 score. So Bazardo goes 2 innings in relief, gives up 1 hit, and he struck out 1 through 15 pitches. As Brash will face Lucas to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Lucas is 1 for 3 tonight. Five runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. They've stranded 5 base runners, 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. They've also stranded 5 base runners. But boy, have the Mariners have they had chances. They have grounded into 3 double plays tonight. Or else we could be looking at a totally different ball game right now. So here's Brash to face Lucas. First pitch, bottom 7, ball 1. Lucas hits it on the ground to second. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And here comes Guerrero, homered his last time up. That at the time made it a 5-0 game until Seattle picked up 2 in the top of the 6th. Strike 1 to Guerrero. Oh, 1 pitch. Oh, hit him on the left elbow. Crowd ain't going to like that. And Guerrero takes the trot down to first base. Brings up Alejandro Kirk. Hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Strikeout, a ground out, and a line out for Kirk tonight in his 3 at-bats. Strike 1. Jeff Hoffman up loosening for Toronto in the bullpen. 0-1 pitch. That's up the middle and through into center field, and Kirk is aboard with his first hit of the game. It puts Blue Jays at first and second with 1 out. And Dalton Varsho will be the batter. Hit number 9 for Toronto tonight. Varsho has 1 of those hits. He's 1 for 3. He has scored 1 of the 5 Blue Jay runs tonight. And now Raleigh going out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher, Brash. Again, if this result right now holds, the 7th and deciding game of the ALCS will be tomorrow night. Same start time as tonight, just after 8 o'clock Eastern. 5 o'clock, just after 5 o'clock up there in Seattle. Blue Jays are 6 outs away from forcing that 7th and deciding game tomorrow night. So Brash looks in on Varsho. First and second, 1 out. Brash's pitch. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That gets away from Raleigh. And the throw to Seth. Third goes into left field. And scoring is going to be Guerrero. So a wild pitch and then an error on Raleigh on the throw that allows Guerrero to come in, and it's 6-2 Toronto. Kirk advances to second. Third error tonight for the Mariners. And a big insurance run for Toronto. Kirk swings and misses, or I'm sorry, Varsho swings and misses for strike 3. And that's out number 2. And the batter will be Clement. Clement has a couple of extra base hits tonight, a triple and a double. Kirk at second, 2 outs. Ball 1 outside to Clement. Brash's delivery, that's outside. It's 2-0. Barger's on deck, who has homered tonight. 2-0 pitch, that's low and outside. It's 3-0. This may be one of those unintentional, intentional walks because those 3 pitches, it looked like Raleigh was set up outside each time. This would set up a force play if Clement gets on. Brash's 3-0 pitch, and that is ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And the batter will be Addison Barger. He's 2 for 3. 2-run homer in the third, and he's also singled. First and second, 2 out. A run already in for Toronto here in the 7th. Brash steps up with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Trying to get out of the 7th inning. Ball 1, good stop back there by Cal Raleigh. One 0 pitch to Barger. That's way outside. It's 2-0. Kiner Falefa is the on-deck hitter. Two-0. There's a strike. Counts 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Barger's low. It's 3-1. Three-one pitch from Brash to Barger. Swing and a miss, and that'll fill the count 3-2. So the runners at first and second will get a head start on the pitch. Three-two payoff pitch. Runners go. Ball four. The bases are loaded. For Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. RBI single for him tonight. He's 1 for 3. Blue Jays a chance to bust this game open right here. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Barger at first base, and we are. It's going to be Miles Straw. So Barger will probably stay in the game to play right field. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ball one. One-zero pitch from Brash to Kiner-Falefa. In the air, right field. The catch made, and the Blue Jays leave the bases loaded. They do get a run. On we go to the 8th. Blue Jays lead at 6-2. Blue Jays have now left 8 runners on base tonight. It will be Raleigh, Polanco, and Naylor, the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Mariners, here in the top of the 8th inning. As the Mariners have just 6 outs left. Try to pick up at least 4 runs, or else we are going to have a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night. Varland's relief appearance is done, and here in the 8th inning, the Blue Jays will turn to Jeff Hoffman, making his 5th appearance of the postseason. He's pitched 4 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run, 3 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 5. He has picked up a save in the postseason. But he will face Cal Raleigh leading it off here in the 8th. Raleigh hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. First pitch, top of the 8th, ball 1. One 0 pitch to Raleigh, strike 1. One pitch to Raleigh. Fouled away, 1-2. See if Hoffman is on to try to get a 6-out save here, as he did have 33 saves in the regular season. Defensive changes here to tell you about for Toronto, which we'll tell you about after this at bat. One-two pitch. Raleigh fouls it back to stay alive. Miles Straw, who pinch ran for Barger, stays in the game in left field, and Lucas, who was in left field, moves to right field. The defensive changes for the Blue Jays. 1-2 pitch to Raleigh. Swing and a miss. That's the third strikeout of Raleigh tonight. And it brings up Jorge Polanco. Polanco hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Ball 1. Hoffman's 1-0 to Polanco. Inside's 2-0. Looking to the Blue Jays' 8th inning, it's going to be Jimenez and then the top of the order, Springer and Lucas. 2-0 pitch, there's a strike. 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way from Hoffman to Polanco. A bouncer foul. 2-2. Naylor on deck, who homered last time. 2-2 pitch from Hoffman to Polanco. Foul ball. Just got a piece of that. I want to correct something I said just a couple minutes ago. I said Hoffman might be in for a 6-out save, but this would not be a save situation, being a 4-run spread. Two-two pitch. Bouncer, that is a foul ball. And again, the count will stay 2-2. Two-two. Another foul. Good battle here for Polanco. 2-2. Win around. That's strike 3 on Polanco. 2 down in the 8th. And here's Naylor. Base is empty and 2 outs. Naylor's 2 for 3 tonight. A single, and then he homered his last at bat. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Naylor. Little looper to left, and it's going to hold up enough for the catch in left field for Myles Straw. Mariners down in the 8th. Blue Jays 3 outs away from sending this to a Game 7. It is 6-2 going to the bottom of the 8th. And again, in the Blue Jays 8th, it's going to be Jimenez, and then the top of the order, Springer and Lucas. With the Blue Jays leading 6-2. So bottom half of inning number 8. Fourth pitcher of the night for the Mariners coming in, Carlos Vargas. Vargas making his 6th appearance of the postseason. He has an 0-1 record. He's pitched 6 innings. He's given up 5 runs, 8 hits. Walked 3 and struck out 3. So Brash goes 1 inning, gives up 1 hit, 1 run, was earned. Walked 2 and he struck out 1. And here's Jimenez, 0 for 3 night to lead off the bottom of the 8th. That pitch nowhere near. Ball 1. Vargas's 1-0 pitch to Jimenez. Swing and a miss. Counts even 1-1. Looking to the Seattle 9th inning. It's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Arozarena, Suarez, and Crawford. 1-1 pitch in the air, left field. Arozarena makes the catch for out number 1. And back we go to the top of the order, George Springer. Springer 0 for 3 tonight. Vargas delivers. That's up and in to Springer, ball 1. That's not going to make the Toronto fans very happy. Oof. Ooh. 1-0 pitch. Inside corner, strike 1. Springer didn't like that call, I don't think. 1-1. Springer hits it foul and again drops on that knee. That'll get out of play. One and 2, the count on Springer. And the pitch. Got him. Springer strikes out for out number 2. And it'll bring up Lucas. Lucas 1 for 4 tonight. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 100 miles an hour on the fastball from Vargas. 0-1 pitch. That's on the ground to short. Backhanded play. Throw to first is going to be late. Lucas beats it out with an infield single. And that will bring up Guerrero. Hit number 10 on the night for Toronto. Guerrero's 1 for 3. Solo home run. He's also been hit by a pitch tonight. And fouls this off for strike 1. Oh, 1. That's going to be hit into left center field and fall for a base hit. Lucas will hold it second, and the Blue Jays have 2 on with 2 out. Guerrero broke his bat on that. He's shaking his hand. Batter will be Alejandro Kirk. Kirk tonight is 1 for 4, singled his last time up last inning. Fouls it back, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Kirk. In the air to right. Canzone makes the catch. Blue Jays done in the 8th. On we go to the 9th. Blue Jays need to get the final 3 outs to send this to a 7th and deciding game. Arozarena, Suarez, and Crawford. 5, 6, and 7 in the Mariners lineup. Due up here in the ninth inning. Have not seen a starting pitching matchup for Game 7 should we have a Game 7 tomorrow night. So Rosarena to lead off the ninth here for the Mariners. He is 2 for 3 tonight. But it's going to be whoever starts the game tomorrow is going to get mad. It's going to be like basically all in tomorrow night as far as pitching and everything goes for a Game 7. Hoffman on to try to close this out. Facing a Rosarena to lead off the ninth. First pitch, top 9, strike 1. Mariners will have to get 3 runners on to get the tying run to the plate. Strike 1 pitch to a Rosarena. Up high, 1-1. One pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. A Rosarena looks in on Hoffman. The 1-2 pitch. Got him. 1 out in the ninth. And it will bring up Eugenio Suarez. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He's drove in one of the 2 Mariner runs. Single back in the 6th. Came after the Naylor homer. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Blue Jays pitchers have combined to strike out 12 Mariners tonight. 1-0 pitch is outside, a ball and a strike. Hoffman's 1-1 to Eugenio Suarez. That's not close, ball 2. Hoffman's 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Two hit foul. Suarez stays alive. 2-2. Hoffman's 2-2 pitch to Suarez. Down low, full count. J.P. Crawford on deck. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 13 for Blue Jay pitchers tonight. 2 out in the 9th. And it's up to J.P. Crawford to keep this game alive. Crawford 0 for 2. He has reached on a walk. Ball 1. One 0 is high. It's 2-0. Two-0 pitch from Hoffman to J.P. Crawford. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Two one outside. 3-1. If Crawford gets on, Canzone is on deck. Three one. Ball 4, and Crawford draws a 2-out walk. And Canzone will be the batter. Canzone 1 for 3 tonight. Bullpen is empty right now for Toronto, so this is all Jeff Hoffman to try to finish it off. Both managers just kind of pacing back and forth. You know the nerves are getting to them right now. Here's Canzone trying to keep it alive. It has popped up. Foul territory. That'll reach the seats. Strike 1. Excuse me. Oh, 0-1 the count on Canzone. 0-1 pitch. Ball 1. J.P. Crawford will head up to second base. That'll be fielder's indifference. No stolen base. 1-1 is foul, and now the Mariners are down to their final strike. Everyone on their feet in the Rogers Center. 1-2 pitch from Hoffman to Canzone. Popped up. And the catch is made, and there will be a 7th and deciding game in this American League Championship Series. The Blue Jays win it 6-2 and tie this up with a one-game winner-take-all, Game 7 tomorrow, for a berth in the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Six runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. They left 10 on base tonight. 2 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for the Mariners. They left 6 on. Yasavage gets the win. Gilbert suffers the loss. And we are going to go the distance in this year's ALCS. Three more home runs tonight for the Blue Jays. I'm sorry, 2 home runs tonight for the Blue Jays. That gives them 19 in the postseason. So after a long 162-game regular season journey, and a trip through the division series, these two teams' season comes down to one game. Game 7 tomorrow night for a berth in the World Series. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John here on YouTube. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. That would really help out a lot. Also on Kick, Sports Kick John, I will be back with you tomorrow night. The deciding Game 7 in the American League Championship Series, Mariners and Blue Jays. Winner to the World Series to face the Los Angeles Dodgers. Going to end the stream right here tonight, and hopefully you can tune in with